So, welcome everyone to a potluck of dimes.
I'm just not even.
Potluck?
Shitload. Shitload.
Pot of shit
Just,
load?
just stop. Just listen.
Here's-
Shitload.
Hey,
Shitload of
welcome to
dimes.
Loads of Shit.
Yep. That's what we do here, folks. Joke never gets old. I'm Chris,
I'm Matt.
and today we're going to talk about what I think both of us will agree is the best movie of the summer, in our opinion. Edgar Wright's Baby Driver.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was, I kind of didn't know what to expect and was pleasantly surprised because it felt like a departure from some of his other Edgar Wright things.
Absolutely.
I think he's always been very well known to, have that kind of British comedy and everything kind of in your face. And while this had elements of that, I felt like it was kind of a departure from his style and maybe, if anything, a growth of his style.
Absolutely. I went in expecting the Cornetto trilogy, and when we walked out, I got to be honest, I had kind of mixed feelings. Like, I didn't know really how
We
to
both
feel
did.
about it. I think we both did. And it took me a few days, I think, because I kept constantly thinking about it. I remember saying to my wife, Emily, I said, I can't really stop thinking about this movie and how good it was and how it was just perfect. And then I remember 2 weeks after the movie came out, they released that first 6 minutes of the movie to Bell Bottom, and just the marvel that was, just that entire song was cut to that entire opening sequence, and it was perfect.
Oh,
It was
absolutely.
amazing. So I think maybe we should start out by talking about the best part of this movie, which is, for me, the music and the action sequences.
Absolutely.
It was amazing. The songs were played almost in all their entirety, with the exception of one. I think there was only one song that wasn't.
There were a couple of excerpts of things, or the music was definitely more background oriented than sort of foreground, in your face oriented. But there was a lot of really, really cool moments for sure. And I think that having the actual editor on set editing the movie is actually pretty cool. One of my old coworkers that I used to work with is in Georgia, and he worked on this movie. And he said that he talked to, hi Eric, by the way. He said that he was talking to the editor, and he was saying just how crazy ridiculous it was to sit there and try and work through how to edit this thing right on set, and then tell them what they needed to do more or to change what they needed to for the set. But the music for me was kind of a big one, because back in my old days, I used to work at Tower Records. Tower Records was one of my favorite places that I ever worked at. And that was back in probably like 93, 94, 95, right around that area. It was some of the best times I ended up having in my life. And we listened to that John Spencer Blues Explosion album like you wouldn't believe. Orange, I mean, it was constantly on. It was definitely one of the albums that we lived with while I worked at Tower. So hearing Bell Bottom, which was my favorite song off of the album, was super cool to see that in the opening. And then one of my other favorites is Boards of Canada. They actually do play Boards of Canada in there. It's not really that in your face, but it's still kind of cool.
One of
But
my
the
favorite
music was just great.
One of my favorite all-time bands is Queen, and they have Brighton Rock at the end, and it's just fantastic. It's just a great way to seal the end of the movie. I mean, but the whole story of the movie, if you're not aware, it's about a driver. It's a kid who's very adept
Skilled.
at driving, very skilled, and
He's got a hum in the drum.
he does have a hum in the drum. He has tinnitus from an accident that happened when he was younger, and he's indebted to Kevin Spacey's character. And Kevin Spacey's character basically sets up heists, and he has different people on his team, and he always has different people on the team, except for one person, and that's Baby. And Baby is his good luck charm. And I mean, that's just the crux of the movie, and everything else just kind of happens. John Hamm is in it. Fantastic John Hamm performance. Really, really good. Jamie Foxx, who normally I don't like in movies, is very, very good in this movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
But as you said, it's a departure from a normal Edgar Wright movie. There are moments there of graphic violence that would rival Shaun of the Dead or Hot Fuzz or even The World's End, for that matter. But at its heart, it's a completely different kind of movie, and it's a different kind of storytelling than Edgar Wright has ever done before.
Yeah, I didn't see it, but I heard somebody compare it and say, if La La Land ended up meeting Shaun of the Dead meets a Fast and the Furious movie,
Yeah.
Which, I don't
Without the
know, maybe.
ridiculousness of kicking a torpedo from a fucking goddamn it rock. Why? Just why? Why?
Because you can't.
Why do we need so many Fast and the Furious movies? It started off with just a rip-off of Point Break, and then it's just gone into this shit tunnel of crap.
By the way, can I answer that question for you?
Yeah, I guess so.
It's called money.
Oh.
And when it makes as much fucking money as it does, this is called an industry.
Ah, gotcha.
So, I don't know. You
So
got
it's the
anything
reason,
against making money?
So basically, instead of being a dick, you could have just said it's the same reason Michael Bay keeps getting to make Transformers
Yeah,
movies.
because he keeps making money.
Gotcha.
And guess what? In order for Baby Driver to get made, movies like that,
I agree, but the studio took a risk with Baby Driver, and Baby Driver actually made a pretty good profit. I think it made over $120 million over its budget. So that's just here domestically. That's
yes,
fantastic.
absolutely. The soundtrack is out on vinyl. I definitely want it. So if anyone wants to purchase it for me, by all means you can.
Because an iTunes gift card won't work for this hipster.
No,
He's got to have
records,
vinyl.
records,
Yeah, no,
vinyl.
that's what I'm saying. You got to have vinyl, fucking hipster. I'm the one with the hipster haircut, but
Yep.
you're the one with the hipster record.
Okay, so I
collection.
started off by saying that I used to work at Tower Records.
Here we go.
So obviously I've been into records for a long time. I don't know, since early 90s, since growing up with records in the 80s. You remember, you were just telling me in the car on the way here, you like watching the Goldbergs.
Yeah, I do like watching the Goldbergs.
Because you like
but
all
that's
the references
80s.
to
But
old
yeah,
things.
Yeah, but they reference
And guess what?
Transformers,
Records
G.I.
is
Joe,
mine.
and the Goonies.
Listen, pal,
Yeah?
we watch Goonies at my birthday.
We
in
did
the
watch
pool.
Goonies at your birthday in the pool.
All right.
And Goonies
Anyways.
never say die. So anyway, this one's easy for me. It's 10 out of 10 dimes. It was the best movie of the summer, and actually, to be honest with you, it's the best movie I've seen this year.
It definitely keeps
hands
you
down.
thinking, and you definitely want to watch it again for sure.
Yep.
I definitely give it like a 9.5 out of 10. It's definitely way up there. It's definitely a keeper. I've seen it a couple times in the theater.
I've seen it once, but I want to see it again, and I'll definitely buy it on Blu-ray. Sorry, honey, it's gonna happen. So.
Oh, absolutely.
yeah.
This is a definite buy for sure.
Yep.
All right, thank you.
I'm Matt. This is Chris. Just fuck that one up. But please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe our website. Pass it along to your friends, because I really like to do this for a living one day.
Yeah, if you like me, I'm Matt. If you don't like me, I'm Chris.
Fucker, stole my joke. Have a good night, folks.
See ya.